Hello. So yesterday I suggested a property Stokvel, and the example that I gave is that if 20 of us came together and we each contributed 2,500 Rand every single month, we would ultimately be collecting 50,000 Rand a month. And if you multiply 50,000 Rand by 13 months, you would ultimately get 650,000 Rand. And yes, there are apartments that are going at 650,000 Rand or even less in South Africa right now, right? So I was saying that we could actually be buying apartments every single year if we actually just came together as people. Now, obviously, because I use the word Stokvel, people are a bit confused there. And people are saying, but what if you are number 20? You have to wait for 20 years for you to be able to get an apartment. Now, I can be snacks and say, first and foremost, that's how long a bond is. But I won't do that because it's not a Stokvel in its truest form. The reason why I probably used the word Stokvel was because of the funding method. It's a lot of us coming together, pooling together, and actually, finding a way to fund this thing, this real estate business. And that's exactly what it is. It's us finding a way to get money to be able to buy apartments, to start a real estate business, a property ownership, or what do you call it, a property management company, whatever it's called. So basically it means that all 20 of us, each and every single house that we buy, we all are going to own that house. Who holds the title deed? The company which we own. So you're not going to be having your own title deed and saying, apartment, because yes, it does not make sense for a person to wait 20 years for them to be able to get an apartment. And because what if people pull out? What if this happens? What if that happens? Now again, it's an idea that we've put on the table. It does not mean that we have all the answers. It does need refinement. It does need for 20 people to come together and actually sit down and work out the legalities, work out how it's going to work out the memorandum, work out the quorum. There's a whole lot of stuff that still need to be worked out. The idea is that let's drop the seed in fertile soil and see how best we can refine it and make it work, because this is how we're going to be able to build generational wealth. It's not something that is going to reap you benefits right now, but at the end of the day, some of us, well, sadly not me, but a lot of people have children. What are you going to be leaving to your children? Imagine leaving your child a company that already has over 20 properties. A share of a company that has over 20 properties. And by the way, if we actually do the math correctly, which I obviously didn't do, I did math of today. People are saying, but what about the appreciation? What about time value of money? Yes, there's a whole lot of things. But that cannot stop us. Or inflation, that cannot stop us from making projections, guys. We have to make projections in real time right now. And obviously, yes, account for things like inflation, account for things like appreciation. But at the end of the day, we're going to be buying these properties cash. So you also need to keep in mind that there's a rental income that's coming in. So it's not just us forking out 2.5 every single month, buying properties that are just going to sit there and chill. No, we're going to be renting these things out. And ultimately, what we're working towards is building a sustainable business. Yes, there are lots of questions, and I'm not going to dispute that. And I don't have all the answers, unfortunately, because I'm not trying to start some Ponzi scheme here. What I'm trying to do is to get people to start thinking about real estate in a different way, of how we can find a ways in which we can acquire real estate and start building sustainable businesses. So take this idea, go find a group of friends, think about it, refine it, get a lawyer involved, put together an agreement, and go out and buy properties. Guys, come on.